ball skidded. That's skidded right there. I got this shot right here. Skids and I hang it up.
Gentlemen, we are ready now.
I do make it. Yeah, I know. It cost me.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the U.S. Open One Pocket Championships for 2019, presented by CueSports International, being held at Griff's Billiards in Las Vegas, Nevada. This is George Teachad, joined live in the booth by Mr. Mitch Ellerman.
Hello, hello. Thank you guys for tuning in. Right back with some live action. We have Gabe Owen, who was just defeated in an all-out battle by Mr. Warren Kiamko. They had a 5.5-hour match.
In a race of 3.
Oh, now,
tough,
Gabe,
grueling.
see how he can recuperate as a very well relaxed, rested SVB is his new opponent. And he beat SVB earlier in the tournament to put Shane on the one-loss side. And Shane's been hard at work ever since.
Yes, he has. In fact, he was hard working against someone sitting pretty close to me here.
Yeah, don't remind me.
No, unfortunately, I have to. But Gabe's your old style one-pocket player. He grinds it out. He fights it out. He likes that wedge game. He proved it by in his last match.
Yeah, he
versus Warren.
He got some grind in him, that's for sure.
Yes, he does. And of course, Shane, on the other hand, high power, high skilled. Gopher.
He's just world class at anything he plays.
Right. He just, well,
that's the work ethic speaking for itself.
That man is at home on a pool table. He's not only relaxed, he's extremely skilled. He's one of the top players in the world, if not the best. So here he is playing one pocket. He was put on the one-loss side, as Mitch mentioned earlier, by Gabe Owen. And here they meet again. One of these guys will meet Mr. Kiamko again right after this match. And only one will be left standing. Let's put on a little bit of a break here. Shane's a little bit like, can you see the 4 ball? What do you think about banking? If he can see the 4, never mind. Never mind.
I'm kicking bottom rail, backside of the 1, and playing my cue ball to the 11. Because the 5 ball doesn't go cross corner.
Okay.
So I'm hitting it with a little bit of right. That way it spins through the 1 and it comes off. And should I be hitting it really well, the right will touch the rail and stick it to the back of the 11.
I like that. And so does Shane. I was looking at coming off the 4 and getting underneath the 11 if there's room. I'm not sure there is room.
Yeah, no, if you could see the 4, he'd already done it.
Sure. So let's see what he can see and what he can't by way of his shot selection. That'll tell us what he was able to see. We've had a great tournament. This is the last day of the one pocket. In fact, this is a semi-final match. The finals will be coming up directly after this match. And it will be versus Warren Kiamko. What a grueling match they just had. Shane's looking around. We are sponsored by jhelford.com, Cyclop. They are using the Cyclop Hyperion balls. Kamui, Predator. Ivan Simonis cloth is being played on by these players on this fine diamond table, 9-foot diamond table, and JB cases. I actually happen to own a JB case.
Sweet.
And Discount Custom Apparel. I don't have any of their shirts though. I don't wear too many pool logoed shirts. all the way around the table. Look how perfect he hit this ball. If he hits it, bonus by hitting the 11.
I'll tell
just a
you
little.
what, guys.
That was
I
a great
just learned
shot.
a shot right there.
You didn't see that?
That was all cue ball.
Yes.
That was extremely well executed.
You hear people say that one pocket requires or will utilize all disciplines of pool. There you saw a 3-cushion billiard shot. It went off the ball, went 3 cushions, actually it was 4 cushions, to nibble the 11 for a point. And in one pocket, he turned it around. Easy to get out of, but he has contained Gabe. He'll come off the 8 or the 10 softly, and he'd like to put the cue ball by the side pocket, I think, in my opinion, to protect the 11 ball. Yeah, see, he hasn't protected the 11 ball. I think Shane will remove it. Put the cue ball up against the, is that the 3?
Yes.
Yeah. I think he comes across the top of the 11th, and tries to put it right where that piece of chalk he just picked up was.
I completely agree.
Now, you know, my saying this is what he wants to do, he still has to do it. But if anybody can do it, that man can.
Now,
Me, not so much.
if that cue ball was by, say, the first diamond, or higher, I'm saying he crosses the 11 with low left. It banks to the long rail. Cue ball comes to the bottom rail, spins into the 1 while the 11 brings the 3 and the 11 over. But that's just hypothetical if you guys want another shot to shoot. See, he did exactly what George suggested. Now, Gabe's going to probably bank the 10 ball. And I don't know that he'll necessarily aim to make it, because if you do, the scratch in the corner pocket comes into play.
And so does the 8.
But you can get
it a little bit, yeah.
you can get rewarded for getting the ball close to your hole, because then it doesn't let Shane be offensive. He has to be on the defensive still.
The only problem I saw was that Gabe actually let Shane get to that 11 ball. I thought he would try to, but see, if he puts it by the side pocket, he just kicks it 1 rail, so it was no biggie. He had to come down lower, and coming down lower got him closer to the 4 or 5, and he did what he did. He contained him for a shot and allowed him to remove the ball. Now he's going to do what you said, Mitch, and he's going to just bank this ball right down. I don't think he goes for his hole. Nope, just straight down. Not hard enough. He'd like to get that cue ball to the frozen to the rail. Every time this man shoots, he tries to put that cue ball on the rail.
Now, this is dangerous territory.
You want to cut that 4 ball, don't you?
No, Shane's instantly looking at the bank to the 11.
Oh.
That's why he was just looking at the 8, because he wants to know if he'll shoot it straight back. Does Shane shoot it? Now he's banking that 11 firm, because he's sending one object into about 7 or 8, because he's going right at the stack.
Is he going to stick the cue ball on the 10? I think he does. I think he stops at
that's the goal. He's going to just a stop shot and move them balls and really apply pressure.
Well, he's improved his position. He broke a ball out to his side.
Well, that and his cue ball snuck under the 10 to take away the straight back.
Exactly. And now that top of the table there where Gabe put Shane twice is no longer available.
Yeah, it's no longer available.
No longer available. Not a good place to be, because so
actually, he might be able to bank that 12. If he does, I'm banking it with speed.
If anything, he can kick it, and he can kick it with speed. But he's got to be careful not to leak out for the 5. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Now here's a little shot that I actually like to shoot a lot. I'll leave those balls alone. I'll come off the 10 and draw the ball to between the first and middle diamond from the pocket and try to get underneath the 1-3. See, that looks a lot harder to do from there. From the side, from the view we were looking at, that ball looked like it was further up, and it would be easier to slide in there.
No, it still is.
It still is?
Yeah, he's about a 1.5 ball length cut shot.
But I'd like to put that cue ball between the 1 and the 3. The closer, the better. And actually, Shane does this pretty well. You know who does that real well is that guy out of Phoenix, that other left-hander that we know real well.
Oh yeah.
He does that real well. If if you leave 2 balls like that, like the 1 and the 3 are, in front of your hole, you find yourself there more often than not.
He might spin it knowing that the 5 ball's there is like a safety net. Might go off the 5.
He's just going to.
Oh, you know what?
just
He's
going-
going to thin it and play the cue ball between traffic.
Right between the 1, right
Yeah.
there. That's nice too.
Now he applied more pressure.
More. Much better than the shot I was. Well, much better than the shot I might have pointed out. Of course, that's why he's Shane Van Boening. He's supposed to shoot better shots than I suggest. And Gabe's going to return the favor and put him up against the 5. He's just going to take out those 2 balls. A little bit of speed. No. Go off. Let's see what he does here. It's a little tricky.
He's going to slow roll kick behind the 3 and the deuce.
Yep.
Cue
Yeah,
ball got a
nice.
rail.
Mhm. Now Gabe's in a little bit of a pickle here. The cue ball's not froze, is it, Mitch? Now when the cue ball's froze, if it was froze here, he can't use. He
No,
can't hit
it's
the
not.
2 ball. It's not. Now, just on a rules question for you, Mitch. He hits that 2 ball and goes back to the rail. It's no bueno, right? It's not good.
No, it's good.
If the cue ball's froze?
Oh, if it's froze?
No.
I don't believe so.
Yeah. Yeah, if it's not froze, it's good. But if it's froze, that bottom rail, not so much. He's got to hit an object ball to the rail, not the cue ball, or another rail. Yeah, no, it's not froze. You can see from that angle, it's far enough away. What would just nibbling the 2 ball and leaving both balls there do for him? Be a lot safer than something like this. He's going to trap and go up against his, but no, he's coming all the way down. Played the ball.
This is not conducive to good health.
Now this will find yourself on in the next game real quick.
Yeah. There's 2 guys that are running balls really well this tournament, and that's this guy at the table and the other guy that beat me. Warren and Shane, they are running through the balls really well. Warren ran a 10 against Gabe last set.
Yes, he did. He was -2, and Gabe gave up a shot and looked kind of, okay, he'll get a few.
Then he was down -6 to -3 and come back and win the game.
Well,
and the match.
That's why Mr. Kiamko is called the Warrior.
Seriously.
He'll cut your head off so quick it won't be funny.
I just now thought about that. He was at -3 to 6 ball count, and Gabe Owen had 6.
Is
and
he-
you mean to tell me Warren come? Wow.
Is Shane actually considering cutting the 4 before shooting the 5 here? And
I
opening up
really
the
hope
balls?
not. All you gotta do is spin it with the inside.
Yeah, he got
Go
down
rail
on it. I
first
didn't
or
think he would.
middle.
Yeah.
You're gonna hit it with enough speed to at least touch the 14. He might draw this. Yeah, he's trying to loosen a couple more
He
potatoes
did.
up.
He got that nice teal one up there.
Spin it with right, bump the 9, maybe come through. Because I don't think he can hit low right. Might be able to hit low.
He can hit low right and go right between the 3 and the 15 for shape on the 3. Kind of right through there.
Wow. He's upset that he's jacked up, but he's over it because he'll shoot the 3.
He's over it. And he can actually come up and bump the 6.
Use it as a stopper.
But he won't have a shot. Unless he gets just right on the 9.
Yeah, if he
think
hits the
12
6
goes.
and he doesn't hit it hard, the 9 will go.
Okay.
Then he'll get on the 7 or the 13.
Yeah, but he kind of came even further over and opened
Well,
up those balls.
So we're not going to have an hour and 45-minute first game like we did last set. At least I'm willing to bet that we're not.
Well, you know what was interesting about that game is we took 2 breaks in between. We had cookies, delicious cookies,
Oh yeah.
Vince's birthday cookies, and so we got to rotate in the booth. You guys didn't get stuck hearing me the whole time. You got some different voices, Mr. Ellerman and Mr. Sutherland. He can draw this and get on the deuce, but where does he go from there? If he gets 2 straight, he's not happy.
I like going for shape on the
the
15, but the shape on the 15 afterwards.
I like going for shape on the 9. Just go right into the 12. Just like that. Actually, if he hits the other side of that ball, he likes it more. He hit it just right over, but he's good.
And he's stretching out, just making sure his hand's good, that he can reach it. He obviously knows he's shooting it, but it's what he's getting shape for after this. He's counting.
He said, do I get on the 2 ball? What happens? He needs the 2, the 9, the 2, that's 6. I don't think the 6 goes by the 12 ball.
No, you stop it, shoot it, get shape on the 15, shoot the 7.
Shoot the 7 next, perfect.
And then get on the stack. And actually, who knows? Maybe the 111 goes. If it's not touching the 12, maybe the 111 goes, the combo. But he's got angle. I think he can bump the stack. Yeah.
Yeah, he just draws over, comes across the top of the 1.
Actually, 4, 4, 1. He's got 6, needs 2. Yeah, he just needs the 7 and 1. I missed a shot like this against him earlier in our match. That's the part that put me on tilt. Oh my God, I was running out and I dogged the execution. That used to be my best point.
Dogging the execution?
No,
No,
executing.
Yes. Gabe says you don't need any more warm-up. You got the first game and the break. 1-0. Shane Van Boening. Just go off of here. That's good. I don't have to look up the. There's a break by Shane. The 2 ball is a threat. The 6 ball is a threat. Gabe can go off the 5 and try to leave the cue ball right behind the deuce. But if he does that and the 5 doesn't get up table a little bit, he gives up a shot on the 6. Got to be careful with that. Shane will take those shots. Oh, while I was on break there, I was buying wine. Now I have to get out of that and keep that and go to this right here. Perfect. Shane Van Boening started out with a bye, played Mike Grimm, beat him 3-1. He lost to Gabe Owen 3-1. Then he went over to the 1 loss side and he did some damage on the 1 loss side. He started out with Ian Costello and sent him home packing at 3-1. John Mora was told to go back to Canada, 3-1. And then he told Mitch Ellerman, just go sit in the booth and talk.
Yeah, I got zilched. I got blanked 3-0.
There's no shame in that, though. That man plays awfully good. And then he defeated Corey Dool 3-1, and Corey is playing as good as I've ever seen him play. He was playing pretty strong. So the worst Shane can do now, of course, is 2nd place. 3rd place was the loser of this match gets 3rd place. So it's either going to be Shane or Gabe that's going to go back into the final and meet Mr. Kiamko, the Warrior. The Warrior took, was it 2nd place in the 1 pocket at Freezers?
I don't know.
think you were there. You weren't there. I think it was second place. Dennis Orgoglio won the freezers, one pocket. That was back in October of last year, I believe. So it's been a little while. But that was a pretty star-studded event.
So he goes for the 12, and he sold out.
Well, what did you say when Gabe left Shane a shot and Shane was able to run out? That's not conducive to good health.
Yeah.
This is not conducive to good health either. See, what I like about Shane is he's sitting back here. You can see him on the screen. He's chewing that Wrigley gum. I still advertise for my boss. And so was Billy. They were smacking it pretty good. He wants that 4, not the 1.
So probably twist it with low right.
Mm-hmm. The 14 must go by, and now he's thinking about getting up on the 3. I wonder how that 8 ball looks to the corner pocket.
Probably wired. Yeah, see, he's frustrated. He was hoping he'd get a. I would have drawn it and make sure I had a shot on the 1.
Yeah, he'll bank the deuce here. Yeah. And then he'll have the 1 after that. What are his chances of missing this deuce? He makes it 4 out of 5. He makes it 3 out of 5.
I'd say 4 out of 5.
To make it. So he's 1 out of 5 to miss it. I'm just guessing. I like to put it in that respect. It just kind of, I don't like to say that's a hanger for a bank shot. But if you're playing bank pool and you don't make that ball, you're gonna get mad at yourself.
That's 3 out of 5.
Yeah, all bank shots can be missed. I don't think there's a bank shot alive that you can sit there and say, I'm going to make it every single time. And that's just a short rail one when it's in front of the pocket. That's not a bank shot.
Wow, he missed that way wide.
Yeah.
Too much speed, and this is what happens.
I think Shane will shoot the 6. No, he might.
Shane's cutting the 1.
He's cutting the 1. He's looking at it.
He's just seeing how many balls go. The 10 ball might have just wired up.
2 rails into the 5s, 3.
Yeah, if he spins it with low, he might be able to shoot it with dead center and come into the 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
He just
this is going to hurt.
Another 8.
Yeah, he could come under with top right and get on the 12, or he could stun over.
Get on the 7.
Well, if that 4-ball combo goes, they all open up. Yeah, the 7, the deuce. Yeah, I'm saying we see another 8 now and a very upset.
He's on the 7, yeah.
Gabe Owen.
Now here.
See, he wants to shoot it because he knows that's 5 balls that open up.
Well, he can open it up right here. Well, no, he's pretty straight. I was going to say he can open it up here, get on the 10, and then he's going to push the 9 and 11 up to the side, which opens him. But, yeah, he's got a little angle to get into that. He can get the deuce first, maybe. He just looked. Never mind.
Well, he can draw it back, then shoot the deuce. He's just seeing where his cue ball needs to be. His cue ball right now is probably the point of no return. You want to stay inside that.
That 10 ball looks nice.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
He's just making sure everything works out. See, now the deuce goes, and he can get on the 14 and the 12. I would do the 14 since you have the angle and it's natural. See, seeing how many of those he can get without opening it.
He's saying he's trying to sit there and pluck the potatoes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's plucking them all right.
Yeah, right now it's peach season. He's plucking peaches.
It took Gabe 3 hours to play 2 games, and he's about to play 2 games in about 15 minutes. Big difference.
You know, Gabe's a grinder. He's your old style one pocket that likes to grind it out and move the balls up table. The only problem with this Shane style of play is if he gets a shot, he doesn't give you a
No,
chance
that's it.
to get up table.
That is it.
No
So
chances.
Shane needs 2. He might even go forward with top left and get all the way on the 13 because he's apprehensive of the 10 ball. He might draw into the 10 right now, press the bottom rail straight into the 9-11.
Yeah, Gabe.
And he's going to shoot it and see if it goes. Got to play his cue ball. Make sure he doesn't throw nothing. Actually, I'd almost banked the 3.
Gabe Owen defeated Corey Duel 3-2. He actually defeated Shane 3-1, sent him back to the one
And the
loss
10 was
side.
dead, and that's it. 2-0.
And then he beat Mark
Oh,
Vidal.
excuse me. Yeah, this is his game ball. Gabe has one. Yep.
Yep, there we go.
Oy, oy, oy.
2-0. And, you know, the problem with playing Shane is a good break here doesn't necessarily work in your favor.
Oh,
You can turn
no.
it around. It just turns it
Derby,
around.
he beat me 24-3. And I scored the first ball of the set. Each game got worse.
And
I
today
scratch
he
got to
reached
even.
3.
Yeah, he's pounding. Oh, my God. I'm going to have to go down to the city and file charges. Uh-oh, 11 ball leaked out. Okay, it's low enough to where Shane ain't cutting it. Go bottom rail, play the 5 ball, just to kind of get it out of the pocket. But you got to play your cue ball so you don't sell out the cross corner on the 11.
Well, folks, this summer here in the warm Las Vegas, we're going to have a hot summer, temperature-wise, and we're going to have a hot summer, pool-wise. We've got lots of pool the 17th through the 27th of July. You've got the BCA Pool League World Championships. What happened there, Mitch? He didn't go for what he wanted to, huh?
No, it was a very good shot. He contained his cue ball, twisted a ball, put another ball by his side, and able to hold his man. Because, like we said, you give him an inch, he's going to take a mile.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much putting more pressure on Gabe to defend because, I mean, he's just going to punish him.
He keeps pushing balls towards his hole. Doesn't let you get comfortable. He constantly puts the pressure on you. And just when you think you have a lot of pressure on you, he puts even more on you or puts you in your chair and runs out. So it's tough.
Yeah, Shane's kind of like a proctologist.
No, we don't want to go there.
I'm sorry, that was a shitty joke.
Back to the hot summer and pool. BCA Pool League World Championships, USA Pool League National Championships, July 17th through the 27th. During that same time, you got two of the best events we've had in a long time here in the Southwest or in the States for that matter. You have the Diamond Las Vegas 9-Ball Open, $25,000 added. It's a 128 player limit on 9-foot diamonds with a $275 entry. A lot of the pros that were here this week already signed up for it. So,
all right,
intend to play with
2-rail
them.
kick
Go.
turned into another 2-rail. So 4 rails, bump the bottom of the 5. How strong is this?
I like it.
No, never mind.
You thought he was going to go 2 rails for the safety, didn't you?
Yeah, I guess
What's down
the
there?
5 ball's blocking the 6.
But he would have given up the bank on the 11.
No, because I hit that shot on Alex.
Which shot?
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, no, I like it. But if he
you sell
leaves
out the
it, you
cross
sell out
corner,
the
yeah.
cross bank on the 11. I like this. I like what he's doing here. Except he better make sure that that cue ball clears the 11 when it comes off the bottom rail. If it kisses the cue ball, it might send the cue ball up and then stay in front of the hole, depending how it hits it. Back to that
Oh.
Predator Open. Yeah, he wants to play this ball off the ball. because it's a big pocket off the 5.
Big part is getting the cue ball out of the way so the 11 doesn't hit it.
And then right after that Diamond Las Vegas 9-ball open, you have the Predator World 10-ball championships. CueSports International and Predator Group combined are bringing you a $100,000 added tournament with a 64-player invitational. Players from all around the world invited to play.
Okay, I guess I'm
compete.
tuning out now.
Oh, you're leaving me? We haven't even... you got mad at me because I'm talking about hot pool instead of hot chicks? Come on. Okay, that's the 22nd to the 26th. And it's a 64-man tournament. Best players in the world. Guaranteed to pay through 32 places. So, well, you can't get in it because you have to be invited. Win one match and you're in the money. You're making $1,000. Then right after that in August, and still the heat of the summer for Las Vegas, you have the U.S. Open 10-ball and the U.S. Open 8-ball championships. The 10-ball is the 8th through the 10th of August, and the 10-ball is the 8th through the 10th of August, and the 8-ball is the 11th through the 13th. And that will conclude the U.S. Open tournaments for the year. Nothing's coming after that. Welcome back, Benny Breaks.
Hello, Mr. Tejachea. Good to be back.
He's got that little silky voice. Did you guys hear that? Hello, Mr. Tejachea. This is a nice little silky voice.
Try to keep it nice and smooth.
It's nice and smooth. Well, Shane's on a rampage again. He's going to... This will be nice to watch him stun that ball and get on the 13 and the 5. This will be interesting if he can get there.
Well,
Does he lay it on the rail?
We have
certainly
picked up the pace from last match, haven't we?
Well, this man doesn't like to take a long time. Look at this.
He wants to make a little statement to,
He's perfect.
to Gabe, I think, too. Gabe is the reason Shane's on the backside. So Shane's going to do all he can.
I never thought of that. I was just thinking that maybe Shane was in a hurry because he has a dinner date at 7 o'clock. And so he wants to get over with the semifinal and then the final by 7.
Yeah, he's going to have a... Well, I shouldn't say he's going to. I don't want to throw dirt on Mr. Owen's grave a little early, but...
They're going to be back-to-back. It's 5:56.
Wow. Shane pocketed that ball, took the cue ball into the... I believe into the
Stack.
14, into the stack no less, but was able to nudge that 12, I think just enough to free the 6. I think he's looking for his shot after the 6.
Yes, because he can cue the 6 comfortably. Just going to have to elevate just a little bit.
You know, I wasn't in for the start of this match. I think we've only been going about 30 minutes. Yeah, 30, 40.
8 now, pretty close.
Yeah.
Shane put on an pool ball running exhibition. Gabe started out, well, Shane actually pressured him to it, and he left the 5 ball, and that's all Shane needed to get started over by his pocket. And he just one ball after another, he just kind of picked it apart and then picked the rack apart. And the next game was pretty much the same thing. He's banking the 5. I'm surprised Shane's going to go for this shot.
That's an aggressive shot, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, he did good to
He just
knock that 13 out of the question.
That's those little cross banks with inside English. They're just lovely when you have shots like balls like that. You learn. In fact, it's just a workout. I've seen a couple of videos online. I forgot where I saw them, where you practice hitting, crossing the ball with inside English and hit balls on the rail at different locations.
Okay.
So
sounds like a good drill.
That's exactly what it is. And once you understand how to shoot those and how to move that cue ball with the inside English, It really works in your favor when there's balls on the rail. You use them to stop so you can have shape and protect the cue ball. What happens time to time when you do that, though, is that you go off. You don't hit them full. Hit them off to the side, and then they leak out. And so you have to learn when to do it and when not to.
Shane is not messing
There's
around.
9 balls on the table. He's got 6. Not much here. He's got to find a way to get those. He actually doesn't have to open them up.
Gonna protect those 3.
Yeah, he's got to protect those 3 little. Where'd Mitch go? Potatoes? You have to protect those potatoes.
Protect the potatoes.
Yeah. Those 3 balls right up by the side pocket on the right. So Gabe says, what do I shoot here,
Gabe's
bud?
got to be wondering what happened. I got this guy last time we played. I just had a marathon match, and now all of a sudden, 30 minutes in, I find myself.
Yeah, he's going to be moving balls up table. Changes my 2 rail that 13 stopped the cue ball right there.
That's a smart shot. I don't think he's looked at it yet. I imagine he will. There it is. There he's looking.
Second nature.
Yeah.
That 2 railer with when you have balls around it, you can stop it. It's second nature. It's bread and butter.
Again, using the 2 ball. Protecting
For cover.
Protecting essentially 5 balls, it
Yes,
looks like.
1 ball protecting 5.
Yep.
That's like playing chess. You have 5 pawns, or you have 4 pawns, and you put your knight in a place where you can protect all 4 of them.
The horsey.
The horsey. He just might go right ahead and bank the 2 ball. Cue ball will probably be a diamond and a half from the head rail. I mean, a diamond and a half. Yeah, from the side rail on the head rail is what I meant to say. Although that'd be pretty tight to be able to hold the cue ball that well.
And you swing this 2 ball wide just to the underside of the 7?
No, just bank into him.
Okay.
No, because you swing it wide, you have to have that cue ball travel more.
Yeah.
Unless he travels a cue ball all the way around. And by all the way around, I'm talking about all the way to
Back
Gabe's pocket.
Yeah, similar to where it is now.
3 rail.
Down there anyway.
Yeah, down there. But that gives up a bank shot if you push a ball down.
And now we got Shane flipping his hand.
Oh, he's just going to go soft. And, well, he's left the 7 ball that can be kind of held up. Good speed, a little bit of draw, put it into the 13, and try to leave that 7 ball in front of your hole. 2 rails to the hole.
He's an inside, so is he going
Just
forward?
Yeah, forward. He ran it. I would have drawn into the 13. But see, he got down. That was actually a smarter shot. He got down to where he didn't risk giving up a bank shot.
Just for my own curiosity's sake, do you know, like I said, I just stepped into the booth, this rack. Do you remember the ball count for racks 1 and 2?
8-0, 8-0.
Okay.
Gabe might, I don't think Gabe has made a ball yet. I'm not, actually, I don't remember. Because they battled back and forth till, it was early in the rack actually that Gabe gave up a shot the first game. The second game they battled back and forth just a little bit, not too much, and then Shane pulled away with a shot.
Imagine that.
Don't think he ran out, but he ran some balls, and then he did run out just after.
It's that 7-13 combo. Looks like it might go low.
Yeah, it's a little low. You know, Shane will not leave balls tied up to his hole. You notice how he just broke those out? That was intentional. He had 2 balls that wouldn't go to his hole. And he does that very well. A lot of players, Remember, sometime back there was a match. There was 2 balls in front of the hole that freed. I think it was against Gabe, and freed Warren up, and he won the second game.
Yes.
Okay, he won't let that happen. If he's got 2 balls tied up to his hole, like the one in the 12, for instance, he'll address it right away. He doesn't leave it there.
I stumbled on a video. I think it was
Oh.
a TAR podcast back when the Action Report was around.
Mm-hmm.
Jason
Collette.
yeah. Shane was part of this podcast. I can't remember if it was with him and Efren or what. Justin was talking to Shane about he had recently adapted to playing with the extension full time.
Okay.
And somebody happened to have a scale because they asked Shane, "What does your cue weigh?" Shane says, "I don't know. I don't know what it weighs." Typically, I think the pros generally play with a cue that's around 19 ounces or so. And from the research that I've done, and correct me if I'm wrong, I've seen that pros tend to play with a break cue that's about an ounce lighter than their playing cue. Whether or not that's accurate across the board, I doubt, but I think for the most part, there's probably a little bit of accuracy in that. Shane's going to owe a ball there. He kicked the 14, but didn't hit a rail.
Shane or Gabe?
Gabe, excuse me. Maybe it did hit the rail, but I'm pretty sure it didn't.
Nothing was called.
But where I was going with that is somebody actually weighed Shane's cue.
About 26 ounces.
And it was 23 ounces. It was a
23,
little over
okay.
22. It was between
Yeah.
22 and 23. And even the look on Shane's face was kind of like, really? I didn't
pretty
think it was
heavy,
that
yeah.
heavy.
You know, it's funny you say that. I have a friend that I play with from time to time, Kevin Gwynn, and he was telling me that maybe my cue's too light. He says you need a little more weight in your cue to dig into the ball better. It keeps your, I think he said it keeps your tip down, or I forget what it was, but there was a reason behind why I should have more weight on my cue. I play with about a cue that's like 18.8. But it's got great balance, and I like it a lot. So it makes sense, especially if this. Oh, he left it out. I'm surprised Shane missed that ball.
Well, after catching that little clip of video, I said, well, you know what? I'm kind of curious. What do my cues weigh? I have an idea, but I've never actually thrown them on a scale until last night. My playing cue is 19.15. My break cue is 18.25. So it was almost on par with the 1 ounce lighter as far as the break stick
For
is
the break cue?
concerned. Yeah.
Yeah, there was 2 trains of thought that I've seen on break cues, and one is the lighter cue generates more speed.
Mhm.
The heavier cue, of course, generates more solid hit, but not as much speed.
Mhm. Well, I'll tell you this: all the speed break contests that I've won have been with break cues that were lighter than 17 ounces.
Yeah.
Second time I think I won. I took a BK2 and removed the weight bolt from it, so I was right around 15.5, 16 ounces. So it's not cheating; it's just lighter than what your standard.
There's no standard for weight, is there? It's just standard for length.
Mhm. Yeah, it's got to be 59 or 60, 59 inches, 58 inches, 58.
He's taking intentional to break up the dead one.
Huh. Shane's got some pennies.
Apparently. So does Gabe.
Yep, that might be yours.
Off the 6 and all the way back over in front of Gabe's pocket. On the bottom, or does he want to protect the 10?
Not a bit surprised by what I'm about to say, but I am extremely impressed with Shane's one pocket game. 5, 8 years ago, I'm not sure when he won his first one pocket title, but a number of years ago, you didn't know him for playing one pocket. You'd never seen him play one pocket, and he's just so good and so powerful that he learned and picked up the game so quickly.
Sure.
And on top of being one of the more disciplined players in the world, and with his practice regimen, it's no surprise why he's quickly come toward the top of every discipline now.
Well, of course, a 9-ball player can play good one pocket because when he gets a shot, he runs balls very well. So he's a threat to run 8 and out at any time. And the best one pocket players in the world, like to go 8 and out, 8 and out. No better safety than an 8 and out.
Mm-hmm.
So, can a one pocket player play good one pocket? The answer is yes. Can a 9-ball player play good one pocket? The answer is yes. Can a one pocket player play good 9-ball? Not always. Not always. But they'll play good safeties.
Yeah, that's.
They'll
you won't see
strategize more. They'll think it out. You won't see a lot of runouts, but you'll be kicking from balls behind there. So they each have their good points and bad points. And I'll give you a personal example.
Sure.
You know how I talked to you about how I hate side pockets?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Playing one pocket, when do I use them?
Not too often. You might use them as a form of defense.
Yeah, exactly. Never. So they're a distraction. I have to just guard against scratching in them. But and for the longest times, that's all I would play. The last couple of years, I guess you might say, maybe the last 2 or 3 years, maybe even 4. I've played more rotation than I used to, but still, 80% of the time I play pool, I'm playing one pocket.
Yeah.
Not very well, but I'm playing one pocket.
I'm about the same with
2
rotations.
rails. That just changed things. Does he have a 2-railer there?
On the
I think he
14?
does. Yeah, on the 14. And he'll follow the cue ball all the way down.
See if we can take it in between the 1 and the 12. Oh. Came inside it there.
Yeah, the key there was to follow the cue ball all the way down.
Hasn't left much for Gabe.
No.
Playing some sort of defense. I don't think he'll attack the 10.
Oh, I'm not sure if you can see the. It looks like he's going to go off the 14. Well, no, because the 14 goes into the 7. But the 14 on the side there, on the top of it, and lay the cue ball on the bottom rail. He's got to look at where he's going. See where he's going there?
I think he's looking
Doesn't
at cutting
like
it.
that.
He's looking at doing something with the 10. Maybe not cutting it in, but
Is he
cutting
playing
it
it?
back.
He's afraid of scratching. He's cutting it back. Pretty brave.
I thought that's what he was looking at. He may not have been.
He trails 6 balls to -1. He's down 2 games. I'm not sure that he's even made a ball this match yet. So he's thinking that's a big, big, big risk there. He's. I don't think it scratches. I think it hits the 8. He might just go right by it, clip the 8, and go right in the drink.
Everything's wide open, and he's still in a tricky spot.
Well, he's in a real bad spot. He's in a real bad spot, trailing 6 to -1. Good night. He needs to
Oh, he
shake
concedes.
hands.
So, very well done, Mr. Gabe Owen. You ran into a buzzsaw there.
We'll be back momentarily with the finals between Shane Van Boening and the Warrior, Mr. Warren Kiamko.